The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the QATV staff or board of directors. QATV, in compliance with FCC regulations, is prohibited from exercising control over the content of independent, member-produced public access programming.
Welcome to the show. I'm so glad that spring is round the corner and we are still recovering from our snow here in New England. I hope you're doing well. Today we thought we are going to discuss on happiness, and happiness is something so important in everybody's life. I'm sure you agree with me. You can have everything, but if you don't have happiness, I don't think you are in any way going to succeed in any stand you are today or anywhere. So I really would like to emphasize with UN on happiness, which they declared 20th March to be the day for happiness. And I think that each one of us in every place in our life, either be it on in our jobs or at home or rearing kids or taking care of your own self, happiness is a factor. And then suppose you have a promotion or whatever you're dreaming to acquire, you do all of that. But then when you are not happy, you can ruin yourself and you start getting depressed, and whatever you wish to, you really cannot achieve. Also, I think that happiness is so very important in each and everyone's life that when you think of happiness, you become happy. So even let's say you are not, you're not achieving what you're dreaming of, but then you decide that, well, I want to wake up and I want to be happy with whatever I have in my life. And things starts changing and positivity starts coming up and you start seeing the great change in yourself first, and then of course to the universe. This I strongly practice, and I wish all of us can do this kind of thought in the morning for just about 15-20 minutes, that whatever is the day, however is my situation, wherever I am in my life, in the time I should be or I am going to be, I am going to be happy. And I start the day saying that I know you've been happy all along. So it's like, I always look at Sophie and said, how is she? She's always happy, But that's the key. And when I used to go to any place, I would say that, oh wow, everyone would see you smiling and say, oh, you're always happy. But if you're happy, you're going to make the other person happy and the other person happy. It's like a good virus, chain reaction, and a great virus, So I love this happiness. And let's see, Sophie, what do you think about happiness?
I basically agree with what she was saying, but I think too it's important to know that happiness is, in a way, what you perceive it to be. Anything can make your day rotten, but if you have a positive attitude, I think that plays a very important role in your happiness. And they have proven that, a person, when they look at disorders like mental disorders and stuff, they have proven that, if they can take that happiness and produce it, because they say 50% of happiness is actually to do with genetics.
Oh.
I didn't know that. I had no idea that, and then 10% is circumstances, but 40% they were saying it's to do with the person and what you put into it, what you get out of it. And I thought that was really, it made sense, because I understand some people, you do have people who are just miserable. absolutely miserable. But happiness is very elusive too. Like, you know, it depends on what you want out of life. If you want to put, like, even if it's negative, if you want to put a positive, you know, feeling towards it, or positive, like, then I think it makes a lot of difference.
Yes, and you're so right, because this is a theory that I think we have proved, each one of us has tried to prove, because over the time, when you slowly acquire things, materialistic things or spiritual things, you start realizing that you want to be happy. And then I have noticed that most of the people who motivate happiness, or who are happy, you know, in general, who are happy people, live longer, acquire success in their social status, in their financial status, in their educational status. Happiness and positivity are related, and depression happens only when you let negativity come into your life. It's true when Sophie said that, you know, it's genetics 40%, I'm shocked too, but let's see, yes, it's genetics 40%. How can we change that into positivity? So if we influence, today the world is really driving towards negativity, not positivity. So
everybody sees the negative in everything that they do. But why do we do that? Why can't we see something positive? Okay, it might be that something happened bad, but, you know, you can take a positive turn around to it. Like, you can put a positive step to it, like a positive notion to it, saying, okay, this has happened, so what can we do? Because you can't undo something that's happened.
Correct.
Don't live in the past. Live for the moment, I think. You know, what we can do now. And it's like, people think that, you know, happiness is by, say, materialistic stuff, like if how much money you have, or love, or if you're in love, or, you know, I mean, that's kind of very temporary, I think, you know.
But it's needed. You need love, you need money.
You need all of those.
And all of us in the world need all of that. So it's also a wrong assumption to say that if you have money or if you have love, you are not, I mean, you know, you're happy. The thing over here is whether you have or you have not, doesn't matter. You have to put a positive twist to your negative. You have to find a positive twist to all negative sides to it, whether it be it at work, because it's not very positive either there, whether it be at home, whether be it in social stat, everywhere you find negativity. And so the world is really full of negativity. But if you wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to be positive the whole day, okay, let the whole world be negative, I'm going to be positive, and you will probably have a good virus going on over there.
Oh, that's great.
Viral.
It is. It's a great viral to have. Why not? Like, you know, because everybody does. Because when you are like, I mean, I know you've noticed and I've noticed, when you're with negative people, you kind of, you know, everything looks down. But when you are positive, you know, people kind of rub that off you too, like, you know, and people feel, oh wow, like, you know, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was.
No, and negative people do give a very negative vibe.
They do.
And then you have also, what I have noticed is, surround yourself with negative people, you end up having headaches. You end up having, really, I mean, it's horrible, because it affects your body, your mind, everything. And you don't agree to that, but you still wouldn't like to disrespect anybody for their negativity, you know. But you have to slowly distance yourself from every negative person in your life, whether it hurts that person or not. You have to move on, because you have to survive.
Oh, I you know, I really believe that, because when somebody's negative, the whole day goes negative. Like, you know, it doesn't matter what you do, but you can't do that. You always have to give a positive side to it. You do. You just have to give it a positive side, and life makes it so much sweeter.
Absolutely. And you know, like, when you see a person, I do not know, when I look at a person, I mean, have seen her or him once, but there is nothing that stops you from saying hello. what would it change if you make somebody's life better or acknowledge the person? But when somebody just walks out and does not acknowledge, and so you're just creating a very negative vibe in everyone's society. For what? I mean, what are you achieving?
That's true. I mean, sometimes you can feel really down and miserable, but supposing you put a smile on your face and you greet everybody, or you talk to somebody, and you know what? The negative goes away. It just kind of goes away, and it's nice. And if everyone does that, I think it will be so much more positive. Like, people will be so much happier, because happiness is what you're looking for, and the happiness is with
positivity. This is what I strongly believe, that whichever country you are, whichever situation you are, wherever you are, whether you are in domestic violence, whether you are in all sorts of things that we have, you always have to have positivity. And once you have positivity, then automatically you'll become happy.
Yeah.
It's a related term, and this is the reason I think UN said that we are going to ensure the 20th March to be the day for being happy, because you see, each and every one of us have so many smartphones around us, right? We are always talking to people through internet, through phones, through Skype, you name it. But are we really talking to the right people or making a personal connection with the people?
I don't think so. I really don't think. I think we are losing the human touch to us because we are so much more involved with our phones. Like, everybody gets up and checks their phones. The first thing you do is you check your phone. Why don't we try to put a stop to that and get up and just exercise, have a nice cup of talk to someone, be positive.
Talk to someone. That's the because, and if you talk to people, you can also see that you can some of them you can change a negative person to positive, because maybe due to certain circumstances
Right.
the person is in a bad situation.
Exactly.
But there are some who will never change, and I can tell you that for myself, they will never change. You know why? Because they are bitter. That one after another negativity has come into their life, they decide not to change. They think that they are the best.
But why would they want to make other people miserable just because they're bitter? I don't understand. I don't understand that concept at all. That just because you're miserable for whatever reason, being bitter, or the way your life is going, or the circumstance, your love life, or your job wise. But I think that's no way to take that out on another person.
Absolutely. That is the thing, is you have to separate yourself from your love life, from your job life, from your personal whatever life, and you just stop everything, wake up in the morning and decide, I'm going to start a life. As long as you can breathe, you have life in you, and it's a blessing.
It is.
And at that time, you just decide that I'm going to lead everything I do. The person can be positive, can be negative, people can be negative, but I'm going to be positive, and I'm going to spread my positivity, and that will automatically bring happiness.
Regardless of what the other person feels.
Yes.
If you put a positive side to it, I think that makes a whole lot of difference. Because I know, like, sometimes you get overwhelmed, you get stressed out with life, be it with the kids, or be it with your loved
Spouse.
one, yes, or be with a family member. I mean, there's something or another always going on. But we can't help that. Nobody can help that. But what you can do is, what you can help yourself is have a positive attitude. Okay, this has happened. What can we do? Maybe we can, hold a prayer together, or maybe just
Yes.
talk, or maybe just go out and have a cup of coffee or tea.
Absolutely. Just like you said, that we live in society, we live in family, so everything is going on. So yes, it can be a situation with the family member, it can be a situation with children, it can be a situation with your tenant, it can be a situation with your landlord, it can be a situation at work. You name it, you can have a situation. The thing is, the challenge is, can you get out of that situation, and can you be positive? It's really a challenge.
It is. And like living, it's all part of living.
Yes.
It's just, it's the way you want to make your life. If you want your life to be on a happier note, regardless of all the negative, things that are happening to you in life, but if you can be positive, I think that plays a big role in your life.
In yourself as well as to the others, because I have noticed people who are positive really live longer, really are healthier,
Right.
because I think there are the hormones that are secreting, as we all know, not only do they do during love and all those good times, it also happens during when you're happy, when you're positive. Then you start looking good, you start feeling good. The prayers, a few minutes of prayer in whichever religion you are, or you're not, maybe you're not religious, it doesn't matter, just
meditating, like meditation I meant, like,
yes, just
it's
meditate and concentrate and think only of positive activities in a day, positive members you can talk to. And if someone is over and over again who's negative and bitter, give it a try, try your best. Maybe you can help. Maybe if there is some reason that person is bitter. But if it doesn't work, don't ruin yourself, because in this life, what happens is you may try to help someone. If someone doesn't need help, doesn't want to change, you don't want to turn out to be that person.
That's right. Like, that person could be just a different personality, and you tried, and if it doesn't work out, then you know what, move on. Just move on. Like, what can you do? Because you can't change them. What you could do is change yourself. What we all have to learn to do is change ourselves, make the positive change in ourselves, and the rest will follow.
I agree completely that we wake up one morning and try to go to change the world, but instead we realize if you change yourself, you will change the world, because the way you think in every aspect, you go to your work, so your superior can look down on you, can be jealous or whatever, but all you have to think is, I'm going to do my work, I'm going to do happily. At the end of the day, I'm going to go out, either have fun or be with my spouse or be with my friends, be with my family. You're looking forward to always something positive. And so anybody who's negative cannot stand this positive this positive attitude and your happiness, your smile. That will all lead to your personal health issues. You will see a person who is positive and happy, they have less health issues than somebody who is bitter and negative. When I was little, my father used to say that each time you're getting angry, then you are secreting those many kind of hormones that it'll take you so much time to calm down, and it's going to affect your health, it's going to affect your digestive system. And guess what? He was right, because the digestive system, you can't take it, when you're angry, you can't eat well, and then you eat, and then you have indigestion. All this is related to your temper.
Exactly. I mean, that plus the stress, that also plays havoc with your digestive system, the way you sleep and stuff. It does. It makes a whole lot of effect on how you feel. But if you start feeling positive, regardless, like maybe you're in pain, but if you put a positive, twist to it, I think you'll be so much better. And I think we all need to do that, is put a positive to it. But regardless of what our circumstances are, we don't have to be super rich. We don't have to have like a super, a lover or someone. We just need to be happy with whatever that we have. And I think that makes a whole lot of difference.
Absolutely. And like Soph says, that we don't have to be super rich or super in love or super happy with our work. On the other hand, let's say you have everything you want, but if you don't have happiness, really you cannot enjoy anything that you have.
That's right.
You may not enjoy. It's the whole reason you're not going to enjoy your love life. You're not going to enjoy your day. You are not happy. So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I really, really think that you can be happy with whatever you have. I mean, you can be very wealthy, you can be not wealthy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can be happy.
Doesn't make any difference at all. As little as you have. But that's why people say, like, when people live in huts, but they could be the happiest person in the world because they have happiness in their lives, because they're happy, they're content. I think that's a huge issue with people. Is if you're content, doesn't matter what circumstances, you can be happy. You can really be happy.
And recently I was going through the spiritual books, and it says that you can be happy even if you have nothing. Like you said,
Oh, right.
You can live in a hut. That means you don't have the luxuries of life. But if you're happy, the cosmos, the universe provides you with what you're dreaming of, what you're looking for, what you intend to succeed. I have yet to prove this theory, but I would like to walk on this path, because that's the whole point of spreading the news of happiness. Whichever situation, circumstances, position, place in your life, you have nothing to worry. Maybe someone's waiting for a visa to come into the country. Maybe someone is waiting to get married. Someone wants to be with their lover. Someone wants to spend time with their children. Someone is infertile and wants to be fertile. I mean, there is no end to any situation,
There's no end to your needs. But I think it's very important that if you're content and happy with what you have, that makes a huge difference. Like, you could be the richest person in the world, but being unhappy because for some reason or another it doesn't get you what you really want. You don't know what the happiness is. But I think you need to find that within yourself, and that is very important.
I think happiness is a state of mind.
It is. It's a complete state of mind. And some people, it's just very elusive, like they don't have it. They just don't know what it is. I mean, they could have everything in the world, but still be unhappy.
Yes.
And why is that? Because they have everything in the world, but they're still unhappy?
But it starts, I really think you're right. And we have come across few people that you have everything, but they're still unhappy. And that, I think, is related to your own self. That's why I think that happiness is your own state of mind. Either you be happy, you turn around and change your life, or you're going to miserable. And you may think, well, I have everything. I have nothing to lose. But you know what? You're losing your health. You're losing your mind. And in the long run, you don't want to lose your health or mind, because happiness will make you live longer, will keep you happy, and will bring positivity between you and everybody around. I really think so.
Oh, I really think so too. I think if you have that peace of mind that's saying, okay, that person can be miserable, the person that you deal with every day could be miserable, but if you're happy, that person cannot get you down. Let them not get you down. That is the main thing, is don't let people, that kind of people let you down, because, be the positive change for yourself, and be the positive change for that person. Maybe they might learn something from you. Oh, she's got such a bad deal, something's bad is happening to her, but she still has a positive attitude. She still looks onto life with a positive grin on her face. So I want to be that person. I've always said to other people too, and they've always said, "Oh, you're very positive. It doesn't matter what circumstances you are in." But I think that's the whole game.
And something, once you have wisdom, it becomes very easy to say what we are saying, because we've been through a certain life, we've understood certain people, we've been through situations and circumstances. But my strong request also to the very young generation, maybe you're not content with your grades, maybe you're not content with your looks, maybe you think that you're ugly, maybe you think you're very beautiful, maybe you have the best boyfriend, maybe you don't have the best boyfriend. Please remain confident, remain happy with what you have, because in the long run, it doesn't matter if you can survive with your confidence and nobody's there to tell you. To the young generation, you don't have the wisdom yet, but keep confidence alive in you and keep positivity alive in you. You will win and you will succeed. And as far as our generation is concerned, we have to work a lot so that to see the next generation realizes that there is no need to be unhappy. We will all make it. Whichever way we can, we will make it. But confidence is important, happiness is important, positivity is important. This I strongly think.
I agree. I think if you have that attitude, you're going to be happy regardless of whatever circumstances you're thrown into, then happiness will come.
I hope you enjoyed our show today. I'm very happy. We have dealt with many topics, over this is our 42nd show. I think 42nd of our third show, and we feel very good.
We do.
At every topic, we try to bring something different than the common, things that have affected us in general, things that is affecting our friends in general. So I was thinking that, okay, let's see how happiness is very important to us. I'm sure happiness is important to you too. From Faces of South Asia, this is Isha.
And this is Soph. Thank you.